is this finally a new GoPro that is actually fully usable without any problems. Hey, how you doing? Today's video, the GoPro Hero 11 Black. This is the retail version. Let's get into it. Let's just... Don't lose this if you get the accessory pack, which the only reason I bought it was a really good deal. Here we go. Okay. Go on. SD card comes with it. It's only 32 gig, but I think it'll do for the tests. Now, this is the accessory pack. Don't feel like the accessory pack, but let's find out what is in it. Because why am I thinking to myself, am I missing stuff? But it says special bundle, right? Special. Focus. I don't want to wreck the case, so here's a tip as well. If you're new to GoPros, they always have a tab somewhere down the bottom. It comes off, this opens up, and then the case of goodness pops out. So let's see, what have we got? This is it, standard GoPro case, which seems to be the norm these days. What's it like on the inside? Dun, dun, dun. Here's the thing, is the norm with GoPros is the camera must be updated. And if you remember the GoPro Hero 10 video, it hasn't gone so well. Anyway, this is a really tight case. It's nice. It's got the floaty, which I got rid of the last time. I kind of regretted getting it, or selling it rather. We've got the head strap, which you look like an idiot. We have got a little clip. We've got one of the mounts. We have got two of the Enduro batteries, which are the batteries that work about 30% better, and they're also a lot better in colder temperatures. There's the other part of the sticky mount. And then we have the GoPro Hero 11. I always get excited when you're opening new gear, except this one is just like, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the exact same as the GoPro Hero 10. It literally is. Anyway, let's get this updated and see, will this be problematic? I'm sure it won't be, right? Nah, it won't be problematic. We're literally following the instructions on the phone here, and so far, so good. We're like 30 seconds in, maybe, give or take. The last time this was an absolute nightmare, and if you were a noob to GoPros or cameras, it was a huge turnoff. So far, though, this is absolutely flawless. Thumbs up, GoPro. Or maybe I'm speaking too soon? And it's more or less installed, so we're starting off on the GoPro Hero 11 Black in easy mode. There's two different versions. There's easy mode and pro mode. So I'm just gonna swipe down to change that, which that didn't work, GoPro. Haha, fun. So that's more or less it. Now, here's the important thing. We've got all these modes, and I'm gonna do a kind of a beginner's guide / settings guide to all of this, what they all mean. But before we do anything else, I guess you guys want to see what this absolutely looks like, because this thing... That was the 8.7 ratio, 5.3K, 24 frames per second. This is the one where you can reframe everything. It is phenomenal, that option. So you can reframe for vertical, you can reframe for horizontal, or just punch in. That's insane. And it's stuck on the front of the car, which is like, please don't fall off. I gotta jump in here just for a sec, because we are going to get to some slow motion, and let's see what the GoPro Hero 11 Black can do with that 8x7 sensor and all things slow-mo.
But before that, first impressions of just literally the first 20 minutes with this camera are really good. I gotta say, I'm really, really surprised at what GoPro have actually managed to do with the Hero 11 Black. Everything so far, from setting it up to connecting it to the phone, has not only worked flawlessly, it's worked first time, it worked incredibly quick, but everything just feels that little bit snappier. Not hugely, but enough to be, okay, this is a very smooth experience. I gotta say, so far, this is, you know, not a huge evolutionary leap over the GoPro Hero 10 Black, but for the overall customer experience of buying this camera, and I did buy this with my own money, by the way, it just seems better. Just better, more solid, I guess more polished and smoothed out. And some of the new features like, you know, the horizon lock, where it completely locks the horizon regardless of whatever way the camera is going. You might think, oh, it's kind of a gimmick. It's amazing technology that it works. You don't need any add-on. And to be fair, I guess, you know, the DJI Action 2 was able to do that, but now this can do it. And depending on the situation that you're in, it can be very, very useful. I found incredibly useful for driving. Now, here's the other thing. We're back on this insane 5.3K 8:7 ratio on this new slightly bigger sensor that you get on the GoPro Hero 10 Black, which, as you've seen, we can reframe this thing until the cows literally come home. No, not coming home. Anyway, the other thing is the audio. All of the settings that you're seeing so far, this is the GoPro right out of the box. This is the audio. There's no mic because I just hate the idea of a mic dongle that has to go onto this, but all the audio is direct from the actual GoPro, zero processing in post. As for all the settings, I know there's a lot of people who are obsessed with the settings. Well, I've got them on the screen for the best part, but what I've done where possible, I've been using the 10-bit color, I've been using the GoPro flat color profile, I've been putting a little bit of a grade on that in post, and I've been kind of mainly using the widest lens that I can, where otherwise I've used the hyperview lens, which is kind of probably too wide because it just gets a little bit distorted, but depending on what you're shooting, it is a great option to have. Todd was a gimmick and I heard about it first, but in certain scenarios it works, except it's weird. Anyway, now after kind of having this for just literally an hour, the first impressions are, is this finally a new GoPro that is actually fully usable without any problem? Thing is, I don't know. Has it overheated so far? No. And I've done the 5K, the 8:7, the big full sensor thing. I've done the 4K 120. I've done a ton of stuff with this. Hasn't overheated simply because I guess it's out and about. Like any camera, particularly small action cameras, they all overheat if they're stuck in a studio space. If they're out and about getting some kind of airflow, then there's a good chance that they are going to go a little bit longer. And let's be honest, nobody's probably doing 4K 120 for more than a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes at a time anyway. Is this worth upgrading from the GoPro Hero 10 Black if you have that? That's probably a tough question to answer, and we're not going to get to the end of that in this video, but my first impressions are, yes, that reframing option, that 8:7 sensor is absolutely worth it. For me, at least. I think it just gives you extra functionality in post. As we all know, every inch matters. For everybody else, if you've got the 7 or the 6 or the 5, I think it's probably a no-brainer to maybe part with your hard-earned cash and really kind of make a huge upgrade. Now, there is one thing though. To be completely honest with you, I had zero hopes for this. I thought this is probably going to suck. Is the sensor enough of an upgrade? Yes, it is. I think it is. There's just enough there. I had zero expectations for this. It's blown me away so far by its usability, by the functionality, literally straight out of the box. Zero problems. And always the biggest problem I felt with any GoPro was connecting it to your phone. And so far, that has been absolutely flawless. I'm pretty pumped for the new GoPro Hero 11 Black, and I have got a video coming that is going to teach you to get the best out of this camera. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Right, let's get this in before it falls.